Welcome back to the Barca Breakdown. My name is Adam. I'm here with Yus.
What's up, guys?
Please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and let us know in the comments your thoughts about this Koeman and Laporta drama. Because after a dour weekend, right, we were all pretty sad about that Atletico Madrid game. Yus and I are excited in our new jerseys, right? Wearing the purple. Yus has the home Champions League. Thank you to my sister for picking them up at the Camp Nou in Barcelona 2 weeks ago. After that dour weekend and after these sick jerseys we have, Yusuf, we're trying to figure out what exactly is happening in the Koeman and Laporta world, right? Because we have had a season full of tumultuous and mercurial relationships between the two. I mean, what's crazy about this whole thing is that in the summer, as we all remember, Laporta allegedly told Koeman, hey, I don't want you as my coach. Give me 2 weeks to find someone else. If I can't, you're going to stay, right? And then the season begins, and we look at the season, you know, as we enter October, and we're in a worse spot than we ever could have imagined, right? In La Liga, we've dropped 9 out of 21 points. We're sitting at 12 points. I think we're 10th in La Liga. And then, of course, we've had the 2 losses against Bayern Munich and Benfica 3-0. Sure. And what's kind of crazy about this whole thing is you go back to the Bayern game and you remember, okay, we lose 3-0. We all have the understanding that, hey, we don't have a team to compete with the top teams in, all of Europe. And we had some injuries at the time that kept us back. And then there was the rumors from the board and Laporta that, hey, we're giving Koeman 3 games to improve. We go against Granada at the Camp Nou, we draw 1-1. We go away to Cadiz, we draw 0-0. And then we have that game where we beat Levante 3-0. And we all remember me being an idiot thinking that this was going to be the jumping off point. And then we come against Benfica. Big game in the Champions League. We need to get some points to make sure we go through these group stages because top 4 in La Liga and keeping the Champions League next season seems hard. And we get smacked 3-0, Yus. And I thought that was the low point. And as we head into Atletico Madrid, we all of a sudden hear this new tune from Laporta, right?
Yeah, it seems like Laporta came out and wanted to give Koeman a call to kind of clear the air in the situation because, as you're saying, things have not been good at Barcelona financially, institutionally, and in the sporting front. So he came out and said, Laporta that is, Koeman is a Barca fan, he's a legend, and fans all over the world should give him a margin of confidence. You know, obviously just being that winning the first Champions League with Barcelona, scoring that goal. And
scoring
then
the goal, Yus.
Yes,
Don't undercut the goal, okay? Koeman is a legend not only for that,
yes.
He also has the most goals ever by a defender. Don't know if you knew that,
sure.
But he has more goals than Iron Robin ever had. Anyways,
so
Laporta comes out. Keep going.
And then he goes, Koeman loves Barcelona. He's decided to come here at tough times. Like I just said, institutionally, sporting, we're in financial ruin. We have a difficult time with injured players. And then saying like, hey, we're on an understanding now. We don't have a tense relationship. Me and him are more grounded with each other. And to be honest, we have an honest relationship. He's a good person, and I think he thinks the same as me, and we're trying to turn around for the better. And like he's saying in this situation, things aren't good. We knew that. But that goes to say, like, what really changed between...
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking, right?
Exactly.
It's just so crazy to me. It's because, and we sometimes get a little bit anti-Laporta, which would happen to any president if we're going through such a rough patch, especially when we lost the greatest player ever, the Copa America champion, Lionel Messi, who just doesn't like that much. But... it's so odd to all of us, I think, and it's a little bit off-putting because it feels like we keep oscillating between this level of Koeman and Laporta don't like each other. Koeman comes to that one press conference, he reads the script and leaves, and the board didn't know he was going to do that, and it's all seems so topsy-turvy. And then of course now we're in this stage where they seem to have come together, and I think that really brings the question is like, what exactly happened here? And I think there's a few different thoughts, and the AP, they're reporting that Koeman said he wanted Laporta to stick by him, and he thought that injuries were really taking a toll, and he kind of highlighted these next 3 games against Valencia, Dynamo Kiev in the Champions League, and then against Real Madrid, which I'm not looking forward to after the international break as like a time to turn things around, which again is another one of these 3-game periods, and it's like, okay, if Laporta didn't take action after the first time, what makes any of us think, or Koeman think, he's going to do it now? So it all seems like a little bit of lip service use, but when I try and think about the issues and kind of what's happening here, there's really 3 things that must have happened, in my opinion. I want to hear what your take. Okay, the first thing is our finances are much worse than we thought, right? There was a new report this week that we closed the books on 2020-2021 with a 481 million euro loss, and it just feels like every 2 weeks we get a cascade of new news that makes the Barca financial situation seem worse and worse, right? There's the other possibility that we've talked about, which is none of the coaches seem that good. Right, I tend to side with Laporta on this one because the reports are Laporta thinks Xavi is not experienced enough to take over the job and that he should start with Barca B to get more experience. Xavi, of course, has always said he doesn't want to go back to the B team after his job managing a first team side in Qatar. And then the third thing, and shout out to Talk FCB, Jamie's been talking about this. I saw in his last video. He thinks what must have happened here is that Koeman told Laporta, "Hey, give me some time, let me get the players back, and if things don't turn around, I'll resign," right?
Sure.
Which would then kind of alleviate Barca's, handcuff with the whole severance clause we have with Koeman, which would cost us a lot of money, and we don't have enough money to pay for a new coach. So of those reasons, do any of those make sense to you for what exactly is happening here between Koeman and Laporta?
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and Talk FCB brought up a great point. Like, if Koeman came out and offered resignation, that would save, Laporta money, and they would be able to bring in a replacement for that.
Two,
What's that?
It would say phase 2, not have to have the shame of firing
yes.
like a Barca legend.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I think it's a mix of things. But at the end of the day, I think Laporta is being a politician, right? He knows that he's backed into a corner. He doesn't have a replacement ready. We don't have enough money to fire him. And so, what is he going to do? Come out and say, I don't support him, but we're going to keep him? It doesn't really make sense. It's bad for the team.
It didn't make sense the first time he did it, right? It didn't make sense when he did it in the summer. It wouldn't make sense here at all.
Sure, but at the end of the day, I think he was thinking, we can get somebody else. I'll give him 3 games to improve. It didn't happen. Then he realizes, there's no one to come in. As you just said, the financial year came out for negative 481 million euros. I think he doesn't have an option. And so at the end of the day, Koeman himself, to kind of save, is saying, hey, maybe if I can resign if this whole thing goes around, so that you guys don't incur the expenses. But at the same time, I think it's a political statement by Laporta to save face.
The thing that must be noted is Talk FCB doesn't have any insider info.
Of course.
Right? It's all conjecture that Koeman offered to resign if he can't turn it around after, injuries like Dembele and Aguero come back and Braithwaite. But something happened here, right? And it's probably a mix of all three. We don't have money. We have to, Marca is saying we have to pay 14 million euros if we get rid of Koeman. We don't have 14 million euros. We also don't have money. There's also been big reports we don't have money to really sign a new coach. If we get rid of Koeman, with the financial fair play in La Liga, we wouldn't have enough to pay a coach anywhere near what they would want. And I guess my final question to you, Yus, is hey, we're all basically saying Koeman out. Right, we're all saying he's just not the man for the job. Doesn't tactically prepare well for the games ahead of time. He doesn't have good in-game management. The training routines must not be that good. Top to bottom, we don't like Koeman, and we don't think he's the guy for the job. But what does this make you think about Laporta? I mean, we've had so many different things that tangentially relate to the issue we're facing about Koeman being a politician and kind of always just trying to say the right thing but not necessarily do the right thing. Right? We had the Super League, which we didn't like, and Laporta still supports. Laporta said the socios would vote. That's never happened. Of course, there's the Messi debacle and how Tebas this week came out and said that, if we didn't sign Depay and Aguero, we probably could have kept Messi. And so where does this leave you with Laporta right now in terms of evaluating him and how you feel about him being the guy to kind of right the ship for Barca in the next few years?
Unfortunately, I feel like when he first came onto our team, I was excited, but I was early dissatisfied with his performance, especially when it came to the Super League. And as things moved along, I just think he was in a hard place to deal with. But I just don't think he's done a great job. Everything I see is politics to me. It's not so much leadership, and I think that's where it falls short to me. So I'm not too great on the Laporta train here. But I don't think I ever have been super supportive of him once he came back to Barcelona. So that is just my feeling over the last few months, I would say. I mean, the Super League thing really turned me sour. But, I gave him a chance.
Definitely.
Yeah, and so I think...
Well, the thing is, here's the answer, right? I agree with everything you're saying. At the end of the day, there's one thing that will right the ship. winning. Right? That's
Sure.
what the Barca fans, that's what we all
course.
want to see is winning. And not only winning, because that's a little bit too facetious, because we remember under Valverde, winning and drawing some games wasn't enough for us.
Sure.
Right? We want to see a beautiful play out there. We want to see us go to Bayern Munich. We want to see us go to Benfica and have a thirst to win the game and to play some beautiful football or soccer.
Well, I want
And
to
that's
be
what we need to
dangerous on the
return.
pitch, right? That's the big thing. I want to look dangerous, and I also want to, force goalkeepers on the defensive goalkeepers to block shots. I want
Make saves.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, because there's something about having a team that gave it their all and being happy. We didn't leave Bayern, we didn't leave Benfica, we didn't leave Atletico with the feeling, or Granada or Cadiz. we never left those games feeling like the team gave it their all. They really, had a strategy and a mindset for how they're going to play the game, and they implemented it, and we just got bested, right? It's never that. It's every game is an excuse. Every game is, this or that. And so with that, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments on Laporta, Koeman, how this whole season is going to end up, because we got Valencia coming up in another week, right? We have another week of international break, and then we're going again, Champions League. We got to get a win against Dynamo Kiev.
Yeah.
And then Los Blancos, Real Madrid come to town, and they are looking good, but not too good, Yus. If we win the next two games, I might be saying we're going to beat Real Madrid and eat my words again.
Don't
We'll
go
see.
back to your springboard, I'll tell you that.
Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.